Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Nick. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Le Ran. You can call me Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren. Can I see your identification, please? Or
Okay.
yeah, thank you. That's fine. Can you tell me your nationality, please?
My nationality is China.
Thank you. Now, in this first part, I would just like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about what you do. Do you work or are you a student?
Now I am a student in University of Queensland, and but now I'm not a formal student in UQ. I have a class about the English class.
So is it general English, for example, ICTE? Okay. Do you enjoy your studies, your major, or you say your course? Do you like it? Do you like your course?
Yeah. Well, for me, I like my university's major, and I also like this course in UQ because I can know the I can know different people, and I can know some different knowledge from the different countries. And I also, when I arrived at Brisbane, I meet a lot of different friends.
Is it a difficult course?
I think this course, for me, I think it's difficult, but it's very interesting. Sometimes when I listening and reading, I think my speed is not very good, and my listening is not very well. So I think I will practice more in listening and reading.
Which is more important to you, the teacher or the students that you study with?
It depends. Sometimes the teacher is so boring, and so I can't focus my concentrate on my class. But sometimes I have some good friends or in my class, so I can talk about the knowledge, and I also can ask there some questions that I don't understand.
Let's what are your plans, or what do you plan to do after you finish your studies, say this course in particular?
For me, when I end this class, I will become a formal student in UQ, and my major is international business.
Let's talk about saving money. Have you had experience of saving up to buy something in the past? Have you had experience of saving up money?
In the past, if my memory can serve me well, yeah, in my childhood, I want to save money to buy a comic book because this comic book is very expensive for me in the past. In my primary school, because it cost about $100, and it has this comic book had the collection value, so I want to buy it. So I want to buy it. Sometimes I don't have enough money to buy it, so I saving money for this comic book.
Now, can parents teach their children how to save money? Like, did your parents teach you how to save up this money or help you?
Yeah, my parents helped me to learn how to save money because they think sometimes I don't know how to get money, or I don't know, the work is very hard. So they think saving money is very important, and sometimes the expensive things such as bags or some luxury things, they didn't let me buy it.
Did your parents ever give you money as a reward when you were younger, as a reward for doing a good job in your studies or something? Did they ever give you bonuses or even pocket money when you were younger? You know, gifts of pocket money to spend on your allowance or whatever.
Yeah. In the Spring Festival, my parents always give me the pocket money because they think it means happiness, and they want to let me have a good year. So they also give me pocket money in my birthday party.
Now, Lauren, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to speak about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you speak, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can take some notes if you wish. You understand?
Yeah.
Very good. You can take some notes on. Make some notes on here if you don't mind. Maybe just down there. That's fine. And here is your topic. I would like you to describe a good law in, just worry about if you could just focus on that part. Yeah. Describe a good law in your country, in China. All right. So, remember you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when your time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Well, today I want to talk about the good law in my country, and I want to talk about in my country we have a law about let the seat to the old person. If you didn't let the seat for the elderly, it means you didn't respect the old person, old people. Also, I learned this law in my childhood, and my teachers and my teachers' parents, all they give me this good advice, and they teach me let the seat to old people is very important, because this is a respect thing to do it. And also, I think this law be affected by it for the teenagers and the adults, because sometimes the teenagers can't conscious about when they let the seat to the older people is a very important thing. So we also have a lot of slogan on the bus or on the train, so it can remind us to let the seat. Also, I think respectful is very important in every country. So, in my country, I think this law is very important, and it is a good law for us. Also, I want to say about something. Sometimes the old people is very stubborn, or sometimes they want some people let the say to there, but sometimes the teenagers didn't want to do this thing. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, when people do not give up their seat, like you said, teenagers sometimes don't want to, what are the consequences? Is there any penalty or punishment for this, or is it a law, or is it just people are disappointed when you do the wrong thing, but there's no penalty? You know, penalty is we punish you. You pay a fine, maybe pay $100 to the police, or no penalty. You think?
No punish, but some people will ask this teenager. This thing is not very good.
Okay. So some people might say something. Do you think?
Yeah.
Possibly? I see. Thank you very much. Simon, can I have the thank you very much. So we've been talking about a good law in your country. I'd just like to ask you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this. Let's talk about the police first of all. What kind of people do you think become policemen, or police officers? Sorry, what kind of people become good police officers? Describe a good police officer for me.
Well, in my opinion, I think the people who is very nice, or who respect to the law. I think these people can be a policeman. In my high school, I have a very good friend. He became a policeman in my country. I think he want to do something for the citizens, and he want to protect the citizens in my country.
Now, do you think police are paid enough money in your country? Given enough respect and paid enough money?
I think policeman or policewoman is a very respectful job in my country, because they have some privilege. For example, they can make some decisions when they met, and also I think they don't have enough money, but they didn't expect unless they have some very big mistakes. They don't be fired. So I think it's a very standard job in my country.
So, do you think police officers, you said they need to have respect. Do you think kindness is another quality? Yeah, kindness is a quality that's important to be in the police force? To be kind, and I think you did mention kind, actually. Let's say, do you think it's things like, crossing the road in the wrong place, or which is jaywalking, is a crime in Australia, or dropping rubbish from the street, which is called littering, is a crime in Australia. You can pay $70. You can be made to pay $70 for breaking petty laws or minor laws, or committing minor crimes like that. Maybe in your country it doesn't happen. Or drinking alcohol on the street is a problem. Maybe a $100 fine. Cigarette butts, do you think there are too many laws in a country like Australia compared to, say, your country, where maybe it's a bit more free and easy and anything goes? Do you think we are over-regulated here, like too many laws, or for little things?
Yeah, I think sometimes Brisbane have the law for the alcohol. You can't bring the bottom of the beer in the street. I think it's a good law, and I think sometimes my country need to imitate some good law in Australia or in Brisbane, because in the evening, sometimes in the dark corner in my country, I can see some alcohol in the street, and it's very scary for me. And also, I think you can't drink the alcohol in the street. It's a respect to the other persons.
So in your country, it is true. You can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
But you don't think you should not be. You sorry, you should not be able to do that. This is a shame. Maybe you can learn from Australia, because there's just some people here feel those laws should be abolished or cancelled. But maybe that's interesting. You support those laws. Do you think public safety is an issue in your country? Maybe you feel less safe in China compared to here?
I think public safety is very good in my country, because our government don't need people have their own guns. I think it's very important for the citizens, because in this morning's news, I saw the news about the Americans. Americans have the shoots. And the person who held the guns shoot about 20 person and killed 20 people. I think it's a bad thing for American. And also, and I know in Brisbane or in Australia don't have a law for forbidden people to have their own gun. I think it's serious thing, and maybe in my country I think it's more safety than in Australia.
So you think guns are maybe more of an issue here than in China? So you think in China gun control is pretty strong?
Yeah.
And in the USA it's totally the opposite, and then maybe Australia is somewhere in between maybe?
In between, yeah.
I see. Thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test.
Okay.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Now,
Have a good day.
Thank you. So, thank you very much. You stay there because we will give you a score.